is where you're staying right now.
Yes.
And we are at Joan's home
And you're at Joan's.
for.
You're jamming with Joan.
Is that so? What's the difference between jam and compote and preserves?
Oh, well, I don't know what compote is. What's
COMPOTE. I think maybe it depends on the language, right?
Yeah.
コンポート is また違うレシピ
It's a different type of making. It's another type of preserve, I guess, what they use for fruits. But
Okay.
but this is jam.
To preserve, the process will be to boil the jars,
Uh-huh.
the lids and the jars and the rings, and you put it on and you boil it. This is the first thing we do because we want hot jars and hot jam. So in the next process, we'll boil that up. It doesn't really matter, like maybe 5-10 minutes, but I'll probably let it boil as we're going through the process of making the jam.
Mhm.
Now I chose partridgeberry jam.
Partridgeberry.
Partridgeberry.
Oh, Partridgeberry.
Yeah.
Berry, okay.
Have you had that jam before?
Yeah, and breakfast.
Oh, did
We
you?
had a partridge.
A little bit
Yeah.
with the
With the
yogurt.
Oh yes, just a little drizzle.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do. Those are frozen berries,
Okay.
but they're fresh berries.
Okay.
But we have to keep them in the refrigerator because they won't
Uh-huh.
spoil. So they're all cleaned and ready to go. So I'm going to do now. Those are frozen, so it'll take a little while for them to thaw. But I'm going to do. I'm going to call that 2 cups. Now those a few running over, you know, but that don't matter.
Okay.
We'll do a measurement. We'll call it 2 cups. 2 cups of partridge berries. So, I don't know what you said. What the difference is in the word you use.
Preserve.
Is that same as in your language as you said?
No, I think in U.S. they call preserve is a general term where you preserve by it could be jam, jelly, you know,
Okay,
various
gotcha.
things like that.
Yeah.
So anyways, this is jam, and everyone knows what jam is.
Yes.
The
That's
definition.
the berry. Yeah.
Now, partridgeberry is also known as Lingonberry. I was told by what's his name, Martin.
Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had never heard of Partridgeberry.
But you have heard of the lingonberry?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, well, those phrases or names
Yes.
are just coming to our attention now. I've lived there all my life. I've always called it a partridgeberry.
Uh-huh.
But I'm assuming with different places and people coming from different countries, they have a different name, but same
Uh-huh.
same concept. It's same berry, right?
Yep.
In Japanese, we call it kokemomo.
That's what you call this berry.
Kokemomo. Yeah, partridge
Oh,
berry.
okay, yeah.
I translated.
It's
They
moss
said
peach.
Yeah,
Kokemomo.
because it is from the when you did you pick any berries today?
Ah, yeah, today, yes.
Yeah, partridgeberry or
Partridgeberry and blueberry.
and blueberry. Both of those are in season.
The first time
So-
I see the
Oh, was
wild partridgeberry.
Okay, but it is kind of down in the moss.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you
that's
got
why.
it pitched down.
That's why it's called
So, did you pick the berries by hand?
by hand.
I've got a little gadget there. I call it. It says, "What am I?"
What am I?
Yeah. Can you figure out? It has to do with berry picking and berries. Like,
Oh, it's the thing sticking out from there.
yeah.
What is it?
It's
Oh.
handmade.
It's a
Yeah.
scraping.
You just
Thing?
scrape it off from the moss.
Just pass me it, please. No, sorry. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so you're berry picking. If you
Yeah.
don't want to use your hands,
Right.
you go down into the moss.
Ah.
You pick,
That's
you know,
it.
push it into the berries, and the
It's
berries
in
will
there.
go in there,
Oh, yeah.
and the leaves
You
will
don't.
yelled up on that. Yeah.
Seems a lot more
That's
efficient
really
than.
Yeah, that's
Getting by
nice
hand.
because a lot of people, when they see this, they don't know what it is. So you should get a prize. And if I had prizes,
Ah.
I'd give you a prize for really knowing what.
So this applies to a lot of different types of berries, right?
Oh, yes.
Anything?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little drop of water in here.
Okay.
So, because this berry is already got pectin, those partridge berries. Pectin means you don't have to thicken it. It already has its thickening into it. But I still got to add a little drop of water so it won't burn onto the pot. So I always like to have it on, and have a little bit on it just in case I need some extra. So how do you? So you don't make berries, but I'm assuming you like buy jam at the store, or
I buy jams at store.
yes, yeah. So I find at the store, unless you're buying with no preservatives, like no sugars and stuff, I find that the jam's a little bit sweet for me. Do you like sweet jam? Do you like
Less sweet.
less sweet?
Yeah.
So this is why it's better to make the jam
Oh, okay.
rather than having it at
Right.
the store, because you can decide if you want it tart, a little
Oh,
bit
okay.
sweet, a little bit in between. So that'll be your call. You can decide. Yeah.
She doesn't like it too sweet. She also doesn't like it too sour or bitter.
No, I don't. I'm saying I don't like this when you're putting it out and you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't like it like that. We'll fix that.
Yeah, okay.
We'll fix this. So I gotta try to see if I can.
Jamming with Joan.
Zuko. Yes,
Yeah.
Zuko.
And you said this is called seldom, something seldom.
Little.
Little Seldom in
Remember, not big.
yes,
Little.
yes,
And
Little
seldom come
yes,
by.
Little Seldom in Fogo Island
I
where
think the seldom part came regarding the boats.
uh-huh
The boats seldom came into the harbor.
because of the rough waters.
Yes, but then it was also later when they found out that it was a safe place
Uh-huh.
to dock their boats and come in from the weather. And then I guess that's where it got its name. It was set a little place, and they seldom come by, so they called it Little Seldom. I'm assuming that's what I've heard from the older folks.
Hey Joan, so typically what other berries do you use to make jam? So this is partridgeberry. I assume you make jam out of blueberries. What
Yes,
other
because
berries?
the partridgeberries and the blueberries are right across the street. So my husband does the berry picking,
Uh-huh.
and I does the preserves.
Uh-huh.
And you don't have very far to go. It's just across the street, just up a little hill, and he goes with his bucket, and he don't come back until he's full. I make sure he fills his bucket. And also I do a bake apple, which I think now some people call it cloudberries. Are you familiar with the cloudberry?
No.
It's a rare jam, like a berry. It's hard to pick and it's hard to find.
And what do you call it?
Bake apple.
Like baking soda?
Yeah, bake.
Bake apple.
Bake apple.
Or cloudberry.
But, it's more like do you know what raspberries?
Yes.
Of course.
Well, it's similar to a raspberry in shape,
Oh,
but it's a different color. It's like an orange color.
oh
Hmm.
really?
Yeah, if you Google it, you'll see
Yeah,
it. It's
interesting. So you, if you have
it's
enough,
a delicacy.
so you make
Yeah.
jam out of that.
I make jam and I also do
Bake apple.
cheesecakes, and
Uh-huh.
I do like you could drizzle it over ice cream
Uh-huh.
or some different desserts. Yeah.
I see.
And I try to multitask. I talk and I
Oh no,
jam.
I'm assuming that's the case. So you make jam out of cloudberry, blueberry, partridgeberry,
red currant.
red currant.
We got a tree in our backyard for
Uh-huh.
red currants,
Uh-huh.
and raspberries if we can get them.
Hmm.
Now that's mainly my few that I
That's what you task your husband to
There you go. Yes,
go
you're right.
go out and grab all the baked apples and don't come home until you.
Until the bucket is full.
Yes, he'll
That's right.
he'll pitch a tent out in the wilderness. Anyways, that's cool. So those are the main ones you make jam
Those
for.
are the main ones, and I mean, those are the ones that's there on Fogo Island.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't do berries from. We don't do jams from like figs or
Well, because you don't get them
because
here.
we don't grow. So
Yeah.
it's basically what we find on Fogo Island. Now there is another berry, a marshberry, that makes really good jam, but he just sticks to us. My husband just sticks to what's around here
Mm-hmm.
in our area.
Uh-huh.
Little Seldom, right?
I see.
This is the big apple.
That is the bake
Bake
apple.
apple,
That
okay.
is, yeah. And it's like a orange.
Orange.
And I mean, it's a beautiful looking
Beautiful,
berry,
yeah.
and it is delicious.
Mhm.
And all
Mm.
I had to it is just some sugar.
Your kids must love it when you make jam.
They love taking the homemade bread from the fridge, coming in and looking at my little collection there,
Uh-huh.
different kinds. I don't have any bake apples there now because
Uh-huh.
obvious reasons. It's a rare jam, and so they just pick their homemade bread and they pick what kind of jam they want, and it's just like if they were in a grocery store.
Uh-huh.
They got their little bag, they'll take the jam and help themselves.
Jam also goes well with like some meats like duck.
It does.
You know, they
Yeah.
drizzle it on there.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say they even use like partridgeberries with duck.
Yes. And also like duck liver pate or like
Yeah.
sauteed liver,
Yeah.
things like that goes
Yeah,
well.
that's true.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's all
So you have, I see. So you have partridge red currant jam. Oh, so
Yeah.
some of it
I added
sometimes you
two
mix
separate
them.
berries. I had two separate kinds for that batch that I did, and the
Uh-huh.
larger one on this side there,
Yeah.
for your wife, is the blueberry.
This is a blueberry
That's the
jam.
blueberry jam.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And I just have some ingredients there of sugar,
Mhm.
lemon juice. You can use fresh squeezed, or you
Uh-huh.
can use the bottle, the juice. And I also have cornstarch. If I had to thicken my jam, I would use the cornstarch.
Uh-huh.
But as I said, this one, you see how it's jamming up? Would you like to stir and
Oh, yes.
yeah? Because you got to keep stirring, okay? So that you can be the center of attraction.
And Joan, what are you doing here?
Oh, right here, as I mentioned earlier, you have to sterilize the jars.
Oh.
So we've got the jars, the lids, and the rings that go around the jar. Now that's and
Well,
I'll
that-
just keep let them simmer now because they're sterile. And just having the process of hot jam, hot jars, and then it'll seal and it will be preserved for your. We make it for our winter, for last all
I
winter.
see.
Now, I'm going to give you a takeaway.
Oh,
So are you
nice.
going to keep it all winter, or are you going to eat it as soon as possible?
What do you advise?
I say eat it.
I think so. What's the
Because why wait?
Yes. Okay, so you're holding the lemon juice?
Yes, I'm going to give Kate
Keta.
Kita. So she's going to do the stirring, which is very important, so it won't burn on. And I'm going to turn it down just a small bit there, if you want. Okay. And then I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of lemon juice. And of course, if she has real juice, like probably in California, you might grow real lemons.
Uh-huh.
So that would be
You
a
just
plus.
squeeze lemon
Yeah,
in
you
there.
could just
Okay.
squeeze a little bit from the lemon. Or lemon or lime, whatever. So now, I'm also going to add, like I'm sure of this amount, without even question. 1 tablespoon, and Kima's going to do the stirring for me. She's a lovely help. 2.5 tablespoons. I'm sure of that amount, but I may
Okay.
need more.
Okay.
When your
Ah.
beautiful lady tastes it,
Mhm.
tests it,
Uh-huh.
she might say, maybe I'll have another tablespoon, because it is a bitter jam.
Yes, right.
So therefore, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we tried the partridgeberry by
It is-
itself. It
I
was
know.
Very
yeah.
sour.
It is sour.
It's
isn't it?
edible, but it's not something that you eat with a smile on your face. It's more that okay, the vitamin, I will not have a vitamin deficiency.
No,
Right.
it's
You know.
true, yeah. Okay, but is it good for Rickon, some of it?
I,
Partridgeberries? It seems like I remember that from somewhere.
I think Martin may have said something like that when we were picking it earlier.
Well, Martin knows more about it than I do.
I'm,
but
I,
I'm
I wouldn't be
sure.
surprised.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so do you want some of the berries left like that? Like, oh,
Okay, so you said you just added what?
I just added another tablespoon and a half, so
Ah.
that'd be 1,
Because it
2,
could be
3, that'd be about 4 tablespoons so
Uh-huh.
far.
Uh-huh.
And there's only 2 cups of so there's not a lot of sugar.
Uh-huh.
She may need to add another little bit. Depends on what she likes.
Uh-huh.
So would you like to taste it?
Yeah, would you like?
Would you like?
Yeah.
Sure, here.
This one is your cup.
Okay.
Big enough? Okay. Just
I will.
have a little taste now. Now be careful because it's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot.
Very hot.
Okay.
Yeah, don't blow to it. Like you do tell the kids, blow to your food if it's hot.
How is it?
Now we added more sugar then, so you're.
It's up to her.
It's up to her. Okay then. It's up to you there.
I think unless
I think this is good.
Now
A
you
little
can-
bit more.
I think unless you add a little bit more, I wouldn't consider it jam.
Right.
It'd be more like a
Little bit
sauce.
more.
a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so.
This one.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Okay.
good.
How much do you typically put in?
I don't like it too bitter, but I don't like it too sweet.
So right now the amount that we've added here
I'll taste it now.
is that about what you do?
It
how
is
much?
about right.
Yeah. Okay.
That is about right. Because you need to get the true taste of the berry.
Of
You
course.
don't want to overpower it with
Yeah,
sugar,
yeah.
and then you got,
Right,
you
right.
know. And the lemon juice enhances the flavor a bit more
Yeah.
as well.
Well, you know they say when in Rome, when at Jones, Jones. Yes.
That's enough, yeah.
Right?
What Joan does.
No, exactly.
Oh,
How's that?
that to me is good.
Good.
Because you got a little bit of the tartness that,
Yeah.
and yet you got a little bit of sweet.
Yeah. You want a little bit of the bite.
You do.
Right.
You
Yes.
you got it got that punch with it,
Right.
right?
Yes.
I'd say it's perfect.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. You done a good job. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
My assistant.
Yeah.
So is there anything else to add, or you just kind of stir it a little bit and
Oh
then?
no! Now we're going to let it boil up for a little bit.
Okay. So here.
Now we're doing preserving. We got
So,
just
so
sterile
Joan
jar.
had to sterilize these bottles and everything
Yeah.
with hot water
Mm-hmm.
or boiled water,
Boiled water. Yeah.
and now. Okay.
Turn it on. Okay. So the process now is to fill up the jars with your hot jam.
Uh-huh.
Don't fill to the top, right to the top, because you got to leave room for expansion
Mhm.
for the jars. Clean around so you get a good seal.
Mhm.
And find a lid over the top of it.
This is magnet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a cool thing.
That is.
And then we
yeah.
put the rim on. It's quite hot. So now we don't do a tight,
Not too tight, huh?
not too tight
Not
yet
tight.
because it got to pop.
Ah.
It's got to-
Okay.
And so now we'll do the other jar. And if all goes well, it will last for several months
If
But-
it's not opened and if it's
if it's not open.
and if it's frozen or refrigerated. Frozen.
Once you open it, you have to refrigerate
Right.
it. But right now, like that, it's a shelf life. You can leave it on your shelf and it will not.
It'll last a year or so.
It will, yeah.
That's
Now,
nice.
it will last more if we had more sugar.
Mhm.
But where we don't have a lot of sugar added,
Mhm.
it will last for a while, yes. You'll have it eat, I think.
So you
before
said
it-
once you open it, you have to refrigerate
once
it.
you open the jar, yeah, the
Refrigerate.
seal is broken,
Uh-huh.
so then you put it in your refrigerator,
Uh-huh.
you know, just to keep cool. Keep it from spoiling. Okay.
How long does it taste? I mean, last once you open.
Which,
and you put it
well,
in the
like
refrigerator?
anything, you know,
2 weeks. 2 weeks or something.
maybe a bit longer than 2.
Longer than 2
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But when those are only small jars. so
Yeah.
once
Yeah, I
they
was gonna
open-
say
know.
Yeah,
you can go through that pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
Yes, yeah. So now those got, you see the little, a certain angle you like if you see like a little bubble in the
Mhm.
center?
Mhm.
Well, those bubble, it's got to go down, like it's got
Okay.
to, and it'll make like a click sound.
Mm.
When that happens, you know your jar is sealed because with this bubble,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
You got to be flat,
Okay.
right, like that. If it's not, if you press down on that bubble, and it comes back, you know it's not sealed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to wait now to hear a little click.
Is that because it was hot?
Yeah.
So once it cools off, then it kind of
Yes, like
The
you get
air.
the suction, right?
Yeah,
The air comes out of it.
compression.
Yeah, that's right. You explained it better than I can.
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So voila, we
Yeah.
just wait,
All
and
we're
then
gonna
that's
do,
that.
We're going to wait for this, and then we're going to put a
Label.
label. You want to write down what you want to put on your label, though?
Okay, so you're gonna try the partridgeberry jam with crackers.
Yeah.
All right.
See, it might taste a bit different now when it's cooled down a bit.
Very good.
So this is what was made at Joan's in Little Seldom, Fogo Island, Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. Yes,
Yeah.
I got it. All right.
Oh!
I hear that.
Did you hear that?
Yeah,
hear
I
it?
hear that.
Yeah, that's what I wants to hear. See?
All right.
Yeah.
It's sealed. Now
It's
we're going to.
Oh, okay.
Now tonight, when it cools down, get your man to just give it a little more. It may not.
Tighten it up a little bit
Just
more.
tighten it. You may not need to, because I just tighten it down. But just in case. Now that one got to pop.
It was that one.
It was that one. So
Okay.
we're sure of that one. So you gets that one. This is yours.
Okay.
Because we know that one is a good one. This one haven't.
Not yet.
Not yet, but
It's
it
a
will.
waiting game for
It
that
will,
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you heard that pop on your phone.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
it was like, yeah.
Yes.
That's right. That's what it was like.
Good taste.
Okay.